I kind of wondered if this was gonna bite me. I'm gonna think about someone else's life choices. People I don't like. Where's this thing gonna get air from? Nowhere. These ones are way off here. These two are way off more than the others. I got my super specialized full throttle applicator device. Welcome back, the old two-stroker YouTube channel. My name is Wayne. That's a Suburban. And today, we're working on junk. So, subject to today's video, we've got to fix the otherwise haggard air inlet to the turbo on this thing. And also, we're going to look at our four-wheel drive and we're going to do a little tuning on this here motor. So, let's get to that. I got no Ford 4x4, but worse than that. She's bleeding. I don't know WTF, boys, but I kind of wondered if this was going to bite me. I absolutely hate these dang cartridge filters just for this reason. I'm hoping maybe it loosened up a little from getting some heat in it. I'm gonna try to tighten it up. See what we got, but in my experience, every one of these cartridge filters I've ever had just does the same thing. They're all garbage. And I put a new gasket on it, so yeah, there's some there. Half turn, maybe. You wouldn't think that would be that enough to leak that much, but maybe. What do I know? Well, I guess we'll friggin' put it back down and fire it up. Look at that, dribble all the way in here. Pain in the ass. That's a slobber tube. The drain pan at least sealed up, or the drain plug. That's a plus. And our diff ain't pissing. I mean, it doesn't work, but it's not pissing. I didn't check the fuse or nothing yet for four-wheel drive, so what I really wanted to do was get under here and just make sure that I have everything plugged in, because I was pretty sure I did, but to be perfectly honest with you guys, I've made it my life's mission to stay away from this platform truck because they're absolute garbage. So I don't know a whole hell of a lot about it, other than I hate them. But it does look like I got the four-wheel drive clicker plugged in over here. What's this deal? Unless it's the wrong one, but that seems unlikely. Harness kind of fell into place there, so I don't really think that's a thing. Yeah, there ain't no other plugs on it, so I think we're gonna call it good enough. We'll start investigating the power side of the thing. I just want to make sure I can't mix any of these up. That's a 3-prong. I think that went to the 60E when it was a 60. Well, fellas, in a not so shocking turn of events, the four-wheel drive actuator's bad. Shocking, but not really. God, that's just infuriating, boys. Pull it out of there and get a look at it, but getting old. Well, I'm real salty about this. We do it nice because we do it twice. That fitting, I'll show you. This fitting is a little loose here. I mean, it's not loose, but it ain't, you know, I can move it. That's why it's leaking. And it's one of them deals where it was, I felt like it was too tight to go all the way another revolution and get that real tight. I guess I'm going to have to, and if it cracks, it cracks. It is what it is, but I can't deal with that leak. That's not going to work here, so I'll fix that and bring it back. All right, fellas, well, I reinstalled that abortion. And Schwagert says I'm supposed to wait here for somebody to melt 16 candles or some shit and wish him happy birthday, and then the four-wheel drive will engage. Because apparently GM thought it was a good idea to melt wax to turn four-wheel drive on. Classic GM, and why I do not own these pieces of shit normally. I don't know. See if we fixed our leak, though. Fellas, it's time to get rid of this friggin' intake. Well, at least the filter. Because it is left the group chat. It's filthy. Oh, and that barely fits on there. Oh, God. Great. No big deal that it's wearing through. We'll just leave it like that. I bet you it's hitting that. I don't know if you guys can see that. Can you see that? That friggin' thing right there? There's like a point sticking out of there. We're gonna massage it. There's nothing I like better in this world than hitting a GM vehicle with a hammer. Literally nothing. Sorry about that. Fellas, you weren't supposed to be the casualty, only this truck. You got that bent right over. That's better. Muy bueno. I mean, it still ain't what I'm looking for, but I think it'll work. Oh, yeah. Intelligent. We got PVC. Riveted together, ain't even glued. How's that seal? Probably great. Full of shit. Why wouldn't you just glue it? Why would you rivet it together? Like, how much of an asshole are you? Look at that. Full of shit. God, I hate people. What is this thing? Just hanging out in here. I'm just gonna leave it. Look at this. It doesn't even go down there. What the f? Alright. I'm not gonna bother putting the brand new air filter on because I'm not. So I don't even know what to do with that. I'm gonna think about someone else's life choices and make an assessment, and I'll bring you back with what I come up with. Well, fellas, I happen to have some intake tube off of, I believe this is off of C60. Kicking around. Let's make us an intake pipe. Go. That'll work. Eagle eye don't lie. we're gonna have to cut that bell off, and I think we're gonna reuse this bend. You know, in theory. I think the plan is we're gonna cut the bell off and then weld a section of this onto that. So it's like a, yeah, I think that'll work. Shit. You are a friggin' genius, Gump. Okay. Now I'm thinking what we can do. That'll come off with the turbo. This will kind of go like that. Shit, I should have cut that longer. Son of a bitch. I don't know what the f I was thinking. We should still be able to get the air filter on that. Go take a look. Alright, fellas. This is the mock-up section of today. So I've got the new boot jammed onto the turbo, and that short elbow on that. Now, here's what I'm thinking. This is like absolutely perfect. We just need a little bit of a spacer. So I want to see how long we need the spacer to be. Geez, that ain't bad of a cut. Nice work, Gump. Fellas, I think that's just right. Not too sure what else we can do here. That's gonna have to do her. I'm gonna get her tacked, and then I'll bring you back. Gump yard genius. Alright, now what we can do. How is that? That's fine. Probably want to go touching that end. That's the end I gotta touch. Now we can jam it in here and see. How's that? It's like not even second degree yet. Jam this thing in here if we can. Like that. Just slide it back in here. trick to it is it's got to be just right. It's getting hotter. There we go. Just like that. And then I think I could probably rotate down a little like that. And then we can see about, let's see if you guys can get a view here somehow. Okay. Tack that in, see what we get. Sorry about my arm. Not a whole lot I can do, pal. Now, what do you want to bet those idiots had more time pud pounding all that junk PVC together? Morons. You know. This is going to require a little bit of finesse. This is gonna burn. How close are we, angle-wise? Kind of curious. Your old uncle was pretty good. Let's not count our chickens before they hatch. Oh yeah. Look at that. What have we been out here? 15 minutes? Fucking genius. There we go. Well, lid close. Oh yeah. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. I guess the only thing that could pose us an issue is maybe this. We'll see. We'll set it down, see what it does. It's either going to hit or it's not. Worst case, I can roll this around a little bit more. See what we get. I think it's gonna hit, but we're gonna find out here real quick. Oh yeah, it's gonna hit. Show you what I'm talking about. So this pipe has 2 lips on it, which is great, but this doesn't engage in anything in the filter, so it's not really doing anything. I could use this ridge for the same purpose, so we'll cut it right here, and then the filter will slide on that much further, and that should buy us everything we need. So I'm gonna go cut this. All right, boys. So what I ended up doing was cutting that piece off there and just cutting a sliver off of this bend so that it was at a different angle, so it bent more in. And now it's just perfect. There's 5.5 inches right to here, that puts it right about there, which is within the acceptable tolerances. It's absolutely perfect. What I'm not super thrilled about is it's basically pulling all the hot air off the turbo. I mean, it's a piss poor spot for this. And there's really no airflow under this hood. I mean, there's nothing. Where's this thing going to get air from? Nowhere. There's nothing. So we may have to reevaluate that at a later date. Maybe if we end up doing a cowl hood, maybe we can build something into it or something. I don't know, but this is temporary at best, and it's probably really not good for anything. Just, I mean, that thing's going to be sizzling. It's just going to suck the heat right off of it. I mean, obviously it's been doing that for 100 years and it's been fine, but I'm not happy with it. So we'll figure something out there. I don't know. This is pretty primo for what we got going on, though. It sits in there nice. It's resting on the lip here. It's not resting on the mesh. It's not gonna bust through. We did good. I'll pull this out. I'm gonna sand it down, weld it up, and paint it because it looks like shit. Can't have that. Full Douglas on this deal. Full Douglas. Don't mind the not ground welds. It ain't here for that. We ain't making a show truck. But we ain't making that either. I even cleaned the fender well where the shit goes. No sense putting a fresh filter on if it's going to get full of shit immediately. Sick. Probably will make no difference at all. Here, fellas. Check this out. The rack's way off. Way off. None of them are all the way in. So, these ones are way off here. These two are way off more than the others. But that's, I don't know if you guys can see that. We're a long ways from full fuel there. accurate depiction of what the rack's doing. This thing out of here. Either way, I'm not happy with it. I know that. So, see that all move? It's not a terrible design. And it does limit smoke, but we ain't here for that. Dang old Detroit's gotta smoke. Plus, it's only got 5A60s in it. How much smoke is it really gonna make? What I'm trying not to do is drop any of this into the oil pan. Struggling. Okay. Just like that. She's been deleted, folks. Now that shouldn't... I don't think that'll pop out of there. But, if you notice... I mean, I don't know how many pissies that is. But if you notice, it's leaking air. So, what we're going to do is delete this thing completely. We're going to get right rid of this line and remove it down there at the, what do you call it? Air box. Plug it. But, how's our rack? Terrible. Absolutely freaking terrible. I promise you, there's more power in it. There's like a touch of spring on that one. None on that. And I know these are loose because I already messed with them. So, we know what we've got to do. We got to set the rack from square one here. What I'm looking at here, I got my super specialized full throttle applicator device. And what you want is, let's go back to cylinder one. You see that injector finger? Well, you want that to bounce back when you push down on it. And it's meh. Like it's there. This one, see it's loose. No bueno. 3 is even worse. 3 is real bad. And 4 is worse yet. So, how I know that is, like, if you go down here with a screwdriver and you push on it, see how it's dancing? Like, it's not supposed to do that. It just should be tight. And then when you push down, it should roll back up. That's full fuel. It's not at full fuel. So, I'm hoping we can clean up a little bit of the slobber by adjusting this out, because it definitely ain't right. Alright, boys and girls, we've deleted the thing. What do you call it? The boost valve. I'm just going to fire it up here and just see if it's any snappier. And then we'll go from there. I still got to tune it up, and I haven't touched the rack or nothing, so... Way snappier. That's what we're looking for. We can, like I said, we'll get rid of that turd green turbo. That'll make a huge difference to the smoke output. And, there's some other things we can play with on these that really wake them up. I'm not going to jam injectors in this right away. I'm going to change turbo first. And first we're going to leave it the way it is, and just with that thing deleted, because I can't deal with that lazy bullshit. The government doesn't tell me when to fuel the motor. So what we're going to do is probably go through and set the rack and just dial it in. And obviously, I mean, we can't really test our changes until we get a training that's worth a. But yeah, we'll do that. I'll set it up tomorrow. Go from there. We'll get it good and warm. Run the valve cover on for a while, but cool. At least that thing's deleted. If you guys want to see what that looks like, all I did was I deleted the pipe that runs from the air box right there. Runs from the air box. You could see. Hang on. I'll get you in there. Don't fret. I'll get you a picture. Don't worry. Here you go. Okay. You see that brass plug there on the side of the air box? That is where that line came out, and then it runs up here to the head into that fitting there, and that's all you gotta do. Delete that line. Leave the rest of it plugged in on the valve cover, and then it can't leak oil back through here. And that's the ball game. So now, if I was going to do that permanently, what I would do is I'd put a pipe plug in this fitting here and replace that. But I'm going to use that to feed oil to my Jake brake when we get there. So don't worry about that right now. All right, boys and girls, we're back playing with this thing. I set the gap. Gap was a little bit incorrect. Like I said, we deleted the throttle delay, and we'll back my buffer out. I got the idle kind of set back where it was, and I reset our rack here, so now we're good there. We're gonna fire it up. I'm not sure that we're gonna get full stop with the thing. I might have to play with that and adjust it a little bit. Oh, injectors. They're like 1490 from what I could tell. I only checked one cylinder, and it does look like the exhaust valve adjustment is pretty close. It's close enough to where I'm not going to touch it for right now, so we can move on. See if she runs away on me here. Not what we were hoping for. It shuts off like that. I wasn't sure that my adjustment there was going to work, so that's pretty good. We're in good shape. I think we can go ahead and jam the cover back on it. Worry about the rest when we go to put the Jakes on it. But should be pretty dialed. Hopefully we'll see if it cleans up some of the slobber, because the cylinder should be a little more even. Maybe when I get it buttoned up, we'll put a thing on a manifold there and what do you call it, temp gun. See what we get. In here. How'd that happen? fluid, don't worry about that. It's not here for that. Good oil pressure. Still shuts off nice. What was I gonna check? Oh. She's a treat. What a little peach. Now it just needs some sort of transmission. We'll be in good shape. Alright folks, that's gonna do it for this one. Thanks for following along with this derelict project. It's, I don't know why I'm so focused on saving this thing, but we're kind of committed now, so onward and upward. I don't know what the end goal is, but I'd really like to drive it down a way. Anyway, huge shout out to the patrons. Appreciate y'all your support. And thank y'all for watching. We'll see you in the next one.